Hey folks, it's Redrell, and today I am bringing you a older, not really an old figure necessarily per se, but a figure, Mortal Kombat X Raiden. Now, I did find this at a market recently, so I picked it up, and there is a couple others there, so if this one, if people like this, I will be doing their other two characters that I saw there. This is actually going to be a full unboxing because I have a new setup and I want to try it out, see what works. I'm constantly trying new things out and trying to find a setup that I enjoy. So let's open up. Well, let's take first look at the back. Nothing super special. Raiden, lightning hands, alternative hands, and a lightning ball. That's about it. It's from 2015, Mezco. Again, I'm happy to get some Mezco stuff because I don't really have a lot of it. So, really excited. And I'm a big fan. So we have them out of the box. And there was a little bit of video problems, so I just switched it out just to make sure. So you'll see just a really random cut. Don't worry about it. So we'll start off with the accessories. We've got the hands here. Each hand is the same, or has the same on it. Same little detail. Fantastic little detail on that. Quite nice. It does swivel. There is some articulation, of course. But it is a little... There we go. It does take a little bit to get loose. But otherwise, you're good to go. We've got the lightning hands. Now, these are pretty cool. I want to see how they work. Those little thunderbolts that Raiden likes to shoot out. Oh, dust on my finger from the backdrop. These are pretty cool. I like these. They're a little bit transparent. Still somewhat detailed. They still have that detail in the hands on the back, which is kind of unusual. You would think that they would just skip it over because it's barely visible. To the naked eye, you can't really see it unless you're looking for it. That's pretty cool. Again, swivels. This again, it's a very hard plastic. Then we've got the lightning ball that belongs on, I believe, this hand here. So that's pretty cool. And it should fit in. If we turn the hand, it should just... where is it? The piece here. So the problem is, you're seeing it a lot closer than I am. Here. Should just go in like that. Well, should go in like that's not going to go in, because why would it, right? Why would it do what I want it to do when I want it to do it? It's Octum's razor all over again. There we go. Yeah. Fences to his hand. It's cool. It's not, fantastic. Then the hat. The hat, I'll take this off though. The hat sat on the piece in the box, and I thought it was maybe like it would attach fully. But if we look at the hat here and we look at the head, there's nothing keeping them together. So it just sort of is supposed to rest on the head, meaning that if you're articulating anything, or posing it, I should say, the hat is probably, unless you're really careful, the hat's probably going to fall off at some point. Like, yeah, it is what it is. Which, it means you can have the fully removable hat, and there's no, like, markings that is going to make the figure look worse if you don't have the hat, so that's not a big problem. But anyway, let's look at the articulation. With arms, again, pretty standard that. We go up to 90 degrees here. We've got... That's a weird one. It just kind of has this other kind of swivel here. Or I shouldn't say swivel, just kind of one single joint here. Rather than it being up and down. You can do that. But if you have it like where you're supposed to, like that, it's going to come up kind of odd. But again, It's sort of strange. So a strange set of articulation there, where that one's a bit better. You know, I would say, though, we'll come to that later, but in terms of his legs, pretty standard side kick. The front kick doesn't come out a lot because of the rope piece here. And it is a soft plastic, but it does... This rope doesn't really do anything, doesn't prevent articulation, but that rope doesn't help a lot. It does come back. The knees, that armor piece is in the way. That piece of leather, the way, so you don't get a lot of backwards articulation. And because of the armor here, you get almost no forward articulation, but that's usually fine. As for feet, we've got side, a little bit of side-to-side swivel, not a lot. Very little up and down. As you can see here. Again, no, a little bit of side-to-side swivel, but I don't know if that's just like, this feels more intentional, this feels more accidental. Again, it swivels around. Yeah, the articulation's fine, though these are ball joints here, right? You can see the ball joint here pretty clearly. This one you could a little bit less, but... So taking a look at Raiden, though, in his completeness, because really we're looking at Raiden usually for detail. I think he looks pretty detailed. We can get him standing. He is standing on his own. It's pretty cool. If we get his hat on. Get his hat on. Though that's up to put on the hat, but should be a little bit more down. But, you know, you can adjust it to your liking. So, in theory, you can have him be, you know, much more Japanese and have it off to the side. Whatever you want to do, he can do. Whoa. And then you nudge him and then he falls off. So, honestly, if we were to take a look at the details of the figure itself, though, the head detail is great. The robe, it is beautiful. It is a beautiful robe with a lot of heavy detail throughout. You know, and everything seems to be, there was great attention paid to the detail with the armor and the leather straps, and everything seems to be painted perfectly. Doesn't seem to be anything missing or anything that kind of was skipped over. Mezco's attention to detail is well known, especially in their 1/12 collection or 1/12 collection. So having their cheaper stuff still be quite nice looking is honestly not unexpected. So getting this, when I saw it in the store, and then when I bought it and brought it home, I'm like, of course, it is going to be a great Mezco figure. Even the previous Mezco figure I bought, the 2008 Hellboy, for its time was incredibly detailed. Not the greatest in Mezco, at least these cheaper lines don't have the greatest amount of articulation, but they do have style. You know, these are not your children's action figures, so to speak. Well, I don't know who would give their children Mortal Kombat, you know, action figures, but, you know, who knows? Maybe there's some progressive families out there, I don't know. Well, maybe that's not, I don't know if I would consider gore and violence progressive, but if we can get him into a little pose here. Maybe we can sit him back a little bit. This is just a very simple pose. Like he's going to throw the fireball. Have him out, reach like he's going to throw the fireball. And we've got a small little pose here, but because of the lack of swivel on the feet, it does mean he's more likely to fall at any sort of extreme poses, which is not great, but, you know, it is what it is. Got him in a really terrible little pose, but he's poseable, not to a great degree, but I do enjoy him. He's a beautiful looking figure, and I will be buying the other ones that I can find in this collection. And there are some Mortal Kombat 11 ones I've seen. I definitely want to get my hands on those. So look forward to those, and subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell or whatever you want to do to see the new videos that come out. And thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.